I want to share with you a special case, okay? When I say special case, what a special case refers to is it's like something that we already know, but it's like a kind of a specific example of something that we might do a little bit different, okay? So I want to share this equation with you. Look, I'm going to actually make this -4 here. Okay. And watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to copy this equation twice. The reason is that this type of equation has two different methods that you can use to solve. And I want you to know both. And I want you to just choose your preference in each case. Okay? So I'm going to show you the method that I think you're probably more familiar with now. But then the other method you might find is like easier for you. Okay? But I'm going to show you both. So option number 1 when you have this is exactly what we just talked about, where you simplify over here first. So like I would multiply, I would distribute. So -4 times 2x is -8x. -4 times -5 is +20. Okay, and then look, I have a two-step equation, so I'm going to go ahead and get x by itself. I'm going to subtract 20 from both sides. This is 20 negatives, 20 more negatives, that's 40 negatives. And then I would say, oh, x is being multiplied by -8. Let me divide by -8. This is a negative divided by a negative. That's positive. 40 divided by 8 is 5. Okay, and look, if I'm using my multiplication table and I want to do 40 divided by 8, what that would look like, sorry, let me get my multiplication table in the camera here. What that would look like is I would say, oh, okay, I'm dividing by 8, so 8 times what is 40? Oh, 8 times 5 is 40. Okay, so feel free to use your tools. All right, let me get back to my notes page. Okay, so the first method we used was something that's pretty familiar to us, right? We distributed, then we solved. Now, I want to show you another method because, I don't know, for some of you, you might feel like it's easier. So another method is I could look at this and say, you know what? This -4 is being multiplied by these parentheses, so I can get rid of the -4 first by dividing by -4 on both sides. Okay, now notice what happens. When I divide by the -4, I'm left with 2x minus 5 equals a negative divided by a negative is positive. 20 divided by 4 is 5. Okay, now I can go ahead and solve this equation. It's a two-step equation just like I had here. I'm going to do addition and subtraction first. And then divide by 2. Okay, so you can see both are like pretty much the same, right? It's like in both cases I end up doing one step and then I end up with a two-step equation that I then solve. You'll notice over here, like, I don't know, I kind of ended up working with smaller numbers, so that was kind of nice, right? Whereas here, since I multiplied first, I ended up working with bigger numbers. So totally up to you. Each of these methods is totally correct. I would encourage you for the practice problems to like try one method on one and one method on the other and just make sure that you're comfortable with both because it's nice to have both as part of your toolbox.